iamdicee, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my MC Command Center settings that I use for realistic gameplay and story progression. The last couple of months I've been like fiddling with all the settings, and I think I have created what I perceive as like the perfect settings. I'm going to show you guys each of them, what they do, explain everything, and you guys can go ahead and customize yours, whether you copy my settings or you do something completely different. It's all up to you. I've had MC Command Center in my game for years, and I only ever like changed 2 or 3 settings, but this mod is so in-depth, like it's insane. I'll have a link to the download page down below if any of you guys actually want to download it. If you don't have it in your game and you're thinking about adding a mod to your Sims 4 game, please, I tell you, MC Command Center is probably the best mod. It changes everything. But okay, the first thing you're gonna want to do is get a computer. Everything we're doing is on the computer, and when you click on your computer, the MC Command Center like pop-up appears, and we're gonna start in MCC settings. So within MCC settings, you can enable autosave if you would like. I don't have this enabled because I'm a saveaholic when I play, but you can like customize it and enable autosave if that's what you want to do. First, we're gonna go into the gameplay settings. So the first setting I have enabled is adopt neglected child. The default is disabled, but I have this enabled. Basically what this does, if your baby, your infant, your toddler, or your child is taken by social services, they get put into a different household. So they get adopted by a different family. The default is for the game to just delete the child, delete the baby, which sucks if you want to get your baby back eventually. So yeah, I have this enabled. So if my Sims child gets neglected, there's a way I can get the child back. So yeah, I have this enabled. You can mess around with things like the game time speed. I don't touch this, but you can if you would like to make the day faster or slower. You can make the maximum household size bigger than 8 Sims. This is a way that people get like 10 or 11 Sims in their game. Again, I'm not going to touch this. I'm keeping it 8. What I do have enabled is the pause on zone. This is huge. When you load onto a different lot, the game automatically starts playing, and I hate that because sometimes when the game's loading, I want to go and have a bathroom break. And then when I come back, the game's already playing and my Sims are doing something I didn't tell them to do. So what this does, when you load onto a new lot, the game automatically pauses, which I love. I have this enabled and it's actually a game changer for me. Now that's everything I have for gameplay settings. Next is money settings. So you can allow your child to pay bills. I don't have this enabled, but you can enable that if you would like. Your apartment bill percentage, auto pay bills. Again, I rather do it myself than the game automatically deduct money from my household. I kind of like forgetting to pay my bills. You can change your bill percentage. I don't touch this. I do have child support enabled. So this is if your Sim has a baby and the child lives in their household and the baby's other parent lives in a different household, then that Sim has to pay your Sim child support because you are actively looking after the child. So I have this enabled for all my Sims, and you can do it for only married Sims. So only if your Sims are married, only if they're not married, and the default is none, so like no child support. But yeah, I have this enabled, and then the child support percentage I have is 5%. I've realized when you go higher than 5, your Sim will be getting like 10k in child support a week, which is too much money. I don't like having too much money in the game, so I think 5% is good. That's around like, they get like 1,200. That is enough money for me. So yeah, that's what I like to do. Again, you can do whatever you want to do. It's your game, go crazy. I also have inheritance on. So when a Sim dies, this is the money that they leave to other Sims. So right now I only have it for my active households. So inheritance only applies when an active Sim dies, but you can have it for everyone. So everyone in your world will get like inheritance. And then you can also select the inheritance spouse first. So the spouse will get the money first before the children. Okay, moving on to notification settings. So we're gonna go into notification settings, and we've got quite a few options. For aging and death notifications, I like to see when my active Sims have aged up. The default is none, but you can set it to NPC only, only your played household, only Sims related to your active household, and you could do active friends, which I like to do. You know, anyone my Sims met, I like to see when they age up. And you can also do only Sims with a romantic relationship to your Sim. And there's also an option to get all notifications. So every time someone in your game ages up, you will be notified. For all of the notifications, I actually have it set to active friends only. For example, death notifications. I want to know if any of my friends die. If I go to MC population, I want to know if my friends are moving out. MC pregnancy notifications, I have the show birth notification on for my active friends. So if any of my Sims friends give birth, I get a notification about it. And also I have the show birth notification details. This shows, what does it show? The number of babies, and I think the name of the babies as well. So yeah, I like to have that enabled because it's nice to know like how many babies my Sims friends have had. Marriage notifications, I have active for friends only. Show pregnancy affair notifications. Now that's spicy. I have that active for friends only as well. So this is a notification post when a Sim has had an affair and a pregnancy occurs. I know, drama. Show pregnancy notifications, I have active for friends only. So this is when a Sim gets pregnant. So I know when they get pregnant, and then I know when they give birth. And I also have the show relationship changes notification. So this shows a notification post when Sims have a relationship change. So that's all of my notifications enabled. In the neighborhood stories settings, I have, I think, all of these also set to active friends only. So this shows a notification post when Sims become pregnant during neighborhood stories. Note that if MC pregnancy is used to limit neighborhood stories pregnancies, that the standard MC pregnancy notification will be displayed. We'll get to that bit in a second. I know that sounded so confusing. All you really need to know for this category is that I have all of these enabled for every single one of these. So if anything happens in neighborhood stories, which I do have enabled in my Let's Plays as well as MC Command Center, I will get a notification about it. On to relationship settings. So I have allow teen pregnancy, oh my gosh, allow teen parenting enabled. If we go into the auto relationship settings category, we go to breakup settings. I have a few settings that I've changed. One being breakup move out sim. So this specifies which sim will move out into a homeless household in the case of a breakup. The default is move out male sim. So if I have a male and female sim, they're in a relationship, they live together, and then they break up, by default, the male sim will have to move out. But I like to have it random. So it's like, it could be the female sim, it could be the male sim. You know, maybe the female sim's at fault. That's why they broke up. It shouldn't be that the male sim has to move out because the female sim did something wrong, you know? So I like to have it random. And then if we go to couple relationship change percentage, so this is the percent chance applied to each modifier that may make a boyfriend or girlfriend's couple's relationship increase or decrease over time. So this is basically like whether there will be conflicts in the relationship, you know, Sims will break up, like NPC Sims will break up or get together, they'll have arguments and stuff. I put this at 30%. The default is 0. So with the default, that means if a couple gets together, they're staying together. But this changes that. So 30% of the time, couples will have like conflicts up and down. They'll go up and down, and sometimes they'll break up, sometimes they won't. There's a 30% chance that they'll have like some sort of increase or decrease to the overall relationship. So yeah, this definitely adds some drama to things. It's definitely more realistic this way. And then I've got the move children with breakup. So this specifies whether a sim should take their children with them when they move out due to a breakup. So I put this at 15%, but you can always do the default if you would like. And then I have the spouse relationship change percentage. The percent chance applied to each modifier that may make spouse's relationship increase or decrease. So this is the same as the couple relationship change percentage, but it's just for married couples. So this one I put at 20%. Not all marriages are smooth sailing. There's ups and downs. So yeah, this just makes it more realistic and adds a lot more drama. Next, I'm going to go into the move-in settings, which I do allow homeless romance move-in. So if you've got a sim that doesn't live in the world, they're like a homeless sim. You know, in the manage world category and like it says not in world, this allows them to potentially have romance with a sim that does live in the world. And then move-in ages is just, I keep it the default. You can do teen as well, but the default's fine for me. Move-in romance level, I also keep this default, which is sweethearts. So this is the romance level two sims must have to be able to move in together. So yeah, you can make it that they have to be true lovers. They have to be in love to be able to move in together. But for me, sweethearts is fine. And then romance move-in percentage, the percent chance that sims with romantic relationships will automatically move in together. So I put 40%. There's a 40% chance if two NPC sims are in a relationship, they will move in together, which is quite nice. And if they break up, then one of them will move out. Okay, so that was all of my relationship settings. You can also change the age span duration of your sims. So you can change it from the default. I normally play on normal lifespan, and you can change a specific life stage's lifespan. So the default is 28 days. People online have like custom age spans, which you can use if you would like. I keep mine default. But yeah, you can change this any way you would like. If you want your young adults to live a little bit longer, you can make the 28 days like 40. So they live for 40 days instead of 28. It's all up to you. Mine, I just keep default. And you can do the same for your cat, dog, and horse. Okay, that is everything in the MCC settings. That was just one category. Next, we're gonna come down to the MC populations category, and we're gonna go to the moving settings. I'm gonna go down to where am I going to? Going to maximum homeless. So this is the approximate number of homeless sims the game will generate. This number does not include mandatory sims needed by the game. I'm still like testing out this feature, but I set mine to 0. The default's -1. I still don't know what that means, but I put it to 0 because I don't want the game making these random looking townies. I really don't like the auto-generated townies. So yeah, I'm hoping this stops them from being generated. It does say this number does not include the mandatory sims that they need. For example, people to like be a mixologist at the bar or to be the DJ at the clubs and stuff, you know, those kind of sims. But this should stop like just random generated sims just walking around, because I hate them. They always have such bad CC. Like, ugh, anyway. This is what I've done. I'm still testing this out. I'm not sure if it's super effective yet, but so far so good. Okay, next we're going to enable or disable bar nights. So this shows all the bar nights you can get in the game. I think this all comes with Get Together. I don't like having alien night. I don't like having bear night. I don't want ghosts showing up at my bar. I only include guys night, ladies night, and singles night. They're the only ones that are realistic and actually make sense. So that's what I like to do. You can enable all of them, or you can, if you like to play with a cult, so you like having aliens at your bar, enable aliens night. It's all up to you. Now I'm gonna go to neighborhood stories setting, and I'm gonna go to alter neighborhood stories. And what this setting does, it lets neighborhood story moves. So when you have neighborhood stories and you enable for sims to move in and move out, it will be limited by MC population. So MC Command Center will take the reins and do most of the work, so sims aren't constantly moving in and moving out. So MC Command Center will take the reins, but neighborhood stories can still do a little bit on the side, if that makes sense. So that's what I have. You don't have to enable it. You could just turn off neighborhood stories altogether if that's what you want. And now I'm gonna go to other settings, and I'm gonna go down to maximum sims in zone. I haven't changed this, but if any of you guys wanted to change this, you can. It's the maximum number of sims that will spawn in a zone. So if you wanted a lot more sims at like your high school, you could up this to like 30, 35 sims. So much more sims will spawn on your lot and you get more teenagers. Or if you want the club to look more full, you can like up it so more sims will spawn at the nightclub. Be wary though, because the more sims you have in a zone, the more your game might like lag maybe. It's just a big strain on your PC or laptop. So yeah, be wary with this setting. Okay, that's MC population done. Let's go to MC pregnancy. This is a very big category, very important category. This adds so much like story progression. First thing I'm gonna do is go to adoption settings, and I'm gonna go to adoption ages. You can change this if you only want your sims to adopt like babies, or you only want like infants to be adopted or toddlers or whatever. Sorry teens, you're not included. Or maybe I will include them. Should I include them? You know what, fine, I'll include teens. So in my game, babies, infants, toddlers, children, and teens can be adopted. If you only want the small kids, you can only have these guys be eligible for adoption. I guess I'll allow teens as well. And then something else I changed is same-sex adoption percentage. So this is the percentage chance that a same-sex couple will adopt a child rather than have one through pregnancy. I put this at 10% because this makes sense that a same-sex couple are more likely to adopt a child. Like, they're not going to be able to have one on their own other than science babies. And I don't know if they can do that like autonomously. Like, I don't know if NPCs can have a science baby on their own without me actually controlling it. So this makes it more likely for same-sex couples to adopt a child, which I think is so cute. Next, we're going to go to marriage sim selection. You can allow homeless marriages, which allows like sims that are not currently in the world to marry sims that do live in the world. I have that enabled. You can bypass played household, which I have enabled. That's the default. So if a sim is in my played household, they won't automatically go and get married. But if I want my sim to go and do what they want to do, I'll just like unheart them and let them do their thing. Now, I'm gonna scroll down to the days to run checks. So what this means is MC Command Center will run marriage checks in your game at midnight on whatever days you choose, and they will just randomly marry sims. So if you want them to do checks and just marry a bunch of random sims every single day of the week, you can. That gets a little out of control. The default is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I only do Monday and Friday because I don't want my sims like constantly getting married so often. So yeah, on Mondays and Fridays at midnight, MC Command Center will just go ahead and marry a bunch of random sims. They usually prioritize sims that are already in a relationship. And yeah, you guys can customize this any way you want. I've only got 2 days, but you can do more than 2 days or only 1 day if you would like. Next, I've got the marriage percentage. So I leave this default, the percent chance that a marriage will happen for a sim. So there's a 20% chance that a young adult will have a random marriage. 0 results in no random marriage. So yeah, I keep these default because that's fine. And then I go to valid marriage ages and I clicked on adults and young adults. I think adults are the only ones that are default, which is odd because young adults get married too. You can do elder as well, and you can do teen if you would like, but young adult and adult are fine for me. Okay, so that's the marriage sim selection. Now I'm going to go to neighborhood stories. We're going to alter neighborhood stories, and if the setting is enabled, neighborhood stories pregnancies will be limited by MC pregnancy settings. Oh, I need this enabled. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't have that enabled. So sims won't become pregnant if they don't match the settings in MC pregnancy. So yeah, MC Command Center takes like the reins, and neighborhood stories still does its thing on the side, but if it doesn't match with the MC Command Center settings, MC Command Center goes ahead and like handles it. So this prioritizes MC Command Center, which I love. And then let's go to child adoption limit. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot stand when my NPC sims are just adopting 5 billion kids. Like, please, it's so annoying. So I changed it to 1. My NPC sims can only adopt 1 child. Only 1. You can also do 0, so no one can adopt children. And also this only works with neighborhood stories enabled, I think. But yeah, 1 is enough. You don't need any more, just 1. Same with child adoption limit. You can also choose the limit for pet adoption. Yes, your sims adopting horses and cats and dogs, and it just gets too much. So I have made it that NPC sims can only adopt 1 pet. Only 1. Not 2 and they have babies and then you end up with seven puppies. No, only 1. So that's me. You don't have to do that. It's all up to you, but that's personally what I do. Now we're going to go onto the offspring setting. We're going to go down here to maximum household children. So this is the maximum number of children a sim will have during their lifetime. I actually want to make this 3. So sims can only have 3 children. That's it. And then I'm going to go maximum offspring. Oh, this is the maximum number of offsprings a sim will have during their pregnancy. So this is about triplets. I put 3 for triplets, and then the maximum household children is like how many children they will have in their lifetime. Okay, and I think that's everything I want to do in the offspring category. You can also change the identical offspring chance. Oh, I did change this. The percent chance that multiple offsprings of the same gender will have identical genetics. I don't know about you guys, but I get identical like twins so rarely. So I upped this from 33 to 50. So there's a 50-50 chance that when I have twins, they will be identical. Okay, now we're gonna go to other marriage settings. First, we're gonna go to rename same gender. And this is when marrying Sims of the same gender change their last names to match. So same-sex couples, they will share the same last name and it'll be random, I believe. So I have that enabled. And then in the same neighborhood category, I have it that Sims will prefer to marry people in their same neighborhood. Not that this is 100% sure. If I wanted like 100% Sims will only marry people within their neighborhood, like their world, I would have clicked this, but this just like prefers it. The default is never limit it, but you know, let me put a little limit on it. Okay, so that's other marriage settings. Now we're gonna go to other pregnancy. So you can allow pregnancy aging. I have this disabled. I was tempted to enable it because it's very annoying. If I have twins, one's a boy and one's a girl, and the female twin gets pregnant, she is now younger than the male twin because she stops aging during her pregnancy and they no longer share the same birthday. That's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I feel like if I did pregnancy aging, then my female Sims, I don't know, I feel like I wouldn't have enough children during their lifetime. So I don't know, I might enable it at some point, but for now I'm keeping it disabled. We're gonna go to the auto marry percentage setting. So this is the percent chance that an unmarried Sim will get married after becoming pregnant. So if your Sims, your NPC Sims are in a relationship, they're pregnant, they can have a baby, there's a 35% chance that they will get married because of the baby, because they're pregnant. The default is 0, but yeah, I like 35% because it's nice for children to grow up with both parents in their life. A lot of the time, Sims will just get pregnant and separate, and the kids will probably only know the mum and very rarely know the dad, and that's just kind of sad. So there's a 35% chance that they will marry and like, you know, like live together and raise their kids that they had. Okay, now time to go to pregnancy duration. This is something I changed recently and I actually love the fact that I changed it. This is the length of days your Sim will be pregnant for. The default is 3 and I changed mine to 5 and it made a big difference. I love having my Sim pregnant a little longer, so it gives me time to, you know, plan the baby shower and the gender reveal and all that fun stuff. Gives us time to save our money to like redo like the nursery or something. It's just kind of fun. I like having it longer, but of course you can have it shorter, you can have it longer than 5, or just do the default. It's all up to you. Next, we're going to partner Sim selection. So allow affairs percentage. I don't know about you guys, but I love the drama. I love drama. This is the percent chance that allows married Sims to be parents in random pregnancies outside of their marriage. So there is an 8% chance that a Sim who is happily married will cheat and get someone pregnant outside of the marriage. Just a little bit of drama, just a little bit of spice. I gotta have it in there. If you were really toxic, you would up this to like 60%. Just a 60% chance that married Sims will cheat and get someone else pregnant. That's crazy. But yeah, I have this set to 8%. You can choose whatever you would like. Now time to go to occupancy preference. I have this to prefer home Sims. So partner candidates for marriage or pregnancy will be chosen by MC Command Center with a preference for Sims who live in homes. So, you know, the kid can be raised in a warm and loving house instead of being homeless. And then the last thing I changed in this category is the valid partner ages. So this is the like ages that Sims will be eligible to get pregnant. So young adult and adult, you can do teen and have teen pregnancies. I had this enabled at one point and my teen Sims were just getting pregnant all the time, which is insane. So I just disabled it and now my young adult Sims and adult Sims are the ages for pregnancy. Okay, now we're moving down to pregnant Sim selection. So we're gonna go to the days to run checks. This is similar to the marriage one where MC Command Center will go and run pregnancy checks throughout all your worlds at midnight. I do this on Tuesdays and Saturdays. So Monday and Fridays are marriage, Tuesday and Saturdays are pregnancy, and we get a little notification because we've got our notifications on. And then if we go down to the pregnancy percentage, we've got 20% for young adults. So there's a 20% chance that a pregnancy will happen for a young adult sim. Then we've got 20% for adults as well. And then valid target ages for pregnancy are young adult and adult. So that is pregnant sim selection. The last one in this category is spouse selection. So you can allow multiple spouses if you want like a whole harem going on, all up to you. If you have like a throuple, I'm gonna go to occupancy reference, and we prefer home sims to be candidates for marriage or pregnancies. And the valid ages, I've got a young adult and adults. So those are these settings. Now it's time to go to MC Tuner. So we've got change interaction behavior, and you can choose whether you want any of these enabled. For example, allow emotional deaths. I have this enabled, but if you don't want your sims to be able to die from like playfulness, from embarrassment, from anger, you can disable it. And so if your sims are like enraged, you know they're not gonna die from anger, and you don't have to worry. But you know what? I don't mind my sims dying, so I keep that enabled. You can do allow instant upgrades. I don't have that because I want my sims, you know, to get their handiness skill up. You can allow monsters under the bed. I disable this because monsters under the bed are so annoying. Allow multiple BFFs. I enable that. Disable witness death. So if a sim dies on a lot, your sim won't react. No sims will react. They will still like get the sad moodlet after they're gone, but when they like drop dead and die, they're not gonna go and like stare at it and cry. I've got friendly ask if single enabled, so my sims can go and ask people if they're single as like a friendly interaction. Friendly stay the night is also enabled, and kisses always available. So the passionate and suave kisses are always available no matter if they are flirty or not. Okay, so that's change interaction behavior. Now we're going to go to change interaction autonomy. So this is autonomous actions that your sim and NPC sims can do. So autonomous mischief is enabled by default. Autonomous mean, you can turn this off if you don't want your sims to autonomously be mean. Autonomous proposals I have enabled just for a bit of fun. So if sims want to get engaged, they can get engaged. They can do their thing. I love that. And I also, do I have autonomous marriage? I don't. Maybe I should. No, I'll keep it disabled for now. Autonomous flirting, that is enabled by default. You could do autonomous repairs. I have that enabled, so my sim will go and repair something autonomously. But okay, those are my settings for MC Tuner. I keep saying tuna like the fish. Tuna. MC Tuner. Now it's time for MC Woohoo. Now I used to mess around with this setting the most. Since getting other mods, such as the RPO mod by Lumpinu, I don't really use this setting that much, but I'll show you guys what you can do with just MC Command Center. So Woohoo actions, you can allow family, which is insane. You can allow teens, which, oh, this is romantic interactions between adults and teenagers. So if you want your teen to get with a young adult, you can. I have it disabled, but you can enable that if you would like. You can have same-sex try for baby, allow polygamy, like so many different options. Allow try for baby is enabled by default. Elder try for baby is kind of crazy. Now in MC pregnancy, this is where I would have a lot of fun. Risky woohoo percentage, you can enable. I currently have it to 0 because I use another mod to do all of this for me. But if you just use MC Command Center, you can allow that there is a % chance that your young adult sim could get pregnant from just woohoo. So not try for a baby, just woohoo. I used to have this set to like 7% or 8%. So there was always a 7 or 8% chance that anytime my young adult woohooed, they could get pregnant, which is kind of fun. So yeah, you can do this for young adults, you can do this for adults, all up to you. You can also have your try for baby percentage. You can do this 100%. So every time your sim tries for a baby, there's a 100% chance that they will get pregnant. But the default is 80. And you can also like change the woohoo reactions and stuff. Use privacy woohoo. No jealousy, bed sharing, all up to you. There's also a sim nudity category, which I don't even touch. So yeah. But if we go to other settings, you can enable autonomous woohoo, which I have enabled. Autonomous try for baby. Oh, this is disabled. I'm gonna enable that. I do need to restart my game for that to take effect, which is not a problem. So yeah, we're gonna have some autonomous. This is drama. So autonomously, my sim could go and try for a baby with someone, which is kind of crazy. We've got autonomous rest time, which is the number of hours that will pass between autonomous woohoo for a sim. So if a sim just woohoos, they will wait 6 hours before they woohoo again. I might change, should I change this? No, I'll keep it like this for now, but I might maybe change it to like 4 hours. Maybe, you know, I'm gonna change it to 4 hours. So there's a 4-hour interval between when a sim will woohoo with another sim. Okay, you can have extreme woohoo, which I have that enabled. So sims will woohoo more often. The autonomous rest time setting can be used to determine cooldown between woohoo interactions. This setting requires autonomous woohoo or autonomous try for baby to be enabled. So I have that enabled. I like my sims to like autonomously woohoo more often. It's kind of fun. And that is all of the settings I have enabled. I hope you guys did learn something or did find out something interesting today. If you did find this video helpful, consider giving the video a like and subscribing if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next video.